welcome back. We have here with us on set Miss Isabella Zabane, and she is a Miss Universe Belize delegate. Now, I want to give you the opportunity, Isabella, to introduce yourself to our viewers this morning.
All of a sudden, that made me feel like so much pressure.
No, not at all. You know who you.
I know who I am. Yeah. Good morning, Belize. Good morning, Universe. My name is Isabella Zabane. I am a 2025 Miss Universe Belize delegate, and I'm the founder of Project Royalty. I love people. That's what I love to do. I love serving people. I love being around my family. I love dogs. I love dancing. That's who Bella is, yeah.
Well, you know, it's fitting that you are then running for the crown for Miss Universe.
Correct.
Because if you love people, if you love engaging, that's one of the things that you all need to do. But you're also, you're a bachelor's student of international studies.
Correct.
And you're also pursuing a Master of Arts in Professional Communication. And I feel like those two elements tie very well in, but it takes a completely different trajectory from Miss Universe.
Very.
So how do you utilize those
it's actually
skills?
Pretty similar, yeah. I've learned a lot, and this might be something controversial to say. Pageantry, a lot of times, is very political. It takes a lot of diplomatic work. And I mean, you can even see it once someone is crowned Miss Universe Belize, they need to connect with other Miss Universe delegates. And you need to be able to relate with them and talk with them and be in good standing with. It's very diplomatic work. And because it's a competition, it takes on a very political, quote unquote, framework. So I think they tie together similarly in that way. And then professional communication, it's all about talking, all about being able to connect and relate. So I think that's really the two big ways that pageantry really connects to my degree.
I really appreciate the explanation, but I also feel like, I don't know if a lot of people thought about Miss Universe being kind of tied to politics in a certain way, but you're absolutely right. You're kind of like an ambassador.
Correct.
Almost, right? Once you take that crown internationally, you're representing not just you, but Belize, Independence, and Mango Creek.
Right. Not Mango Creek.
But for you, Bella, why Miss Universe? Why this particular platform?
You know, this is something I've thought about for a very long time, and I think we need to go back to like 11-year-old Bella to really understand this. So for those who don't know, two of my aunts actually have competed for Miss Belize and have won. And somebody asked me when I was 11, Bella, will you ever compete for Miss Universe Belize? And I remember thinking, somebody who competes for Miss Universe Belize has to be an adult. When I'm an adult, I'll be like 21. So 10 years from now, 2025, and I've always just held on to it. Over the years, I've grown to love the organization and the platform and what they stand for. So I think that has taken on a life of its own, and really why I love the organization and what they do. But more than that, this is not about me being on a stage. I've always said this is not about me being on a stage. This is about being able to, with all I do and with everything in me, be able to represent the voice and the people of Belize. A lot of times people will say, but you look white, you're not a white gal. And I'm just like, but I resonate so much with the people and the culture here. This is my home, this is where I'm from, and I want people to be able to feel some sort of representation from me through this process because I'm so passionate about it.
Belize is a multi-ethnic
melting pot,
country.
and I love that.
So there's so many different faces and spaces that can represent who we are. But do you then think that Belizeans appreciate what Miss Universe can do?
I don't think we have the same pageant culture as other countries do. In some, in the Philippines, I think Catriona Gray said this, a former Miss Universe. She said, in the Philippines, we have the 3 Bs, beauty pageants, basketball, and I forget what the other B is, but like that's their sport. You know, they go all in on that. And Belize doesn't have that. There's a very small population of people here who really go all in and love it. Not just for Miss Universe, but for pageantry in general. And I think that I'm hoping at least that in the coming years that we can grow the popularity of pageant culture, because it's so much more than just the opinion of objectifying women. It is not that at all. It is such an empowering experience and really encourages women to be the best version of themselves.
And that's what and that's why I asked if you think we appreciate what Miss Universe can do for society and community, because we see the glitz and the glam. That's really what is mostly marketed and advertised. Which brings me to the question about your advocacy, because all of you have to have something that you are
have
striving
to be passionate about something
towards. You're working towards a particular goal to improve the livelihoods of society. So let's talk about your advocacy, what it is and why you started it.
So in just one simple sentence, I advocate for confidence, a Christ-centered identity, and bringing inner beauty out. And I do all of this through my nonprofit called Project Royalty that I founded 6 years ago. We just had our 6th birthday, which is really exciting. But through this platform and through my passions, really, I have seen incredible growth in people. And I mean, even just as an example, at our event, Project Royalty, where we give free prom gowns away, girls will walk out onto the red carpet and they can't even look at themselves in the mirror because they haven't ever seen themselves that beautiful, and like it intimidates themselves, which I think is really interesting. But really, from a standpoint of wanting to build confidence, I, for a very long time, a handful of years ago, was not a confident person at all.
Could never tell based on this. Yes.
But really, like, I struggled tremendously with identity and being secure. I would constantly compare myself to everything and everyone. It was awful. And I so distinctly see and feel the difference now than who Bella was 6-7 years ago. And it's really because of that experience and being able to come out of that really awful time in my life that I advocate so heavily for it. I've always said confidence isn't just taking a seat at the table. It's about creating the table that others can sit at. And women really, really need to be able to just hone in on who they are and the incredible person that they can be, and take their purpose and just run with it, because it opens up so many doors, and I don't even think people think about that.
It's interesting that the advocacy is quite an issue that we don't really think about, and as women we kind of just go through life like we're just doing this thing, right? Go. And it is relatable, because where you feel that some people might not see you as relatable for a Belizean representative, they feel you as relatable as a woman. We've all been there. We all still struggle with that.
Every single person can relate to. And something, I actually realized this not too long ago. Excuse me. Every social crisis, I'm convinced, and there's been studies on this, every social crisis really and truly can be traced back to a lack of identity. And I think this can be a very emotional topic for some people. There is a culture of fatherlessness in this country, and I come from a home where my father, my mom too, but my father, he built up our confidence so much. He never failed to tell us how proud of us he was, me and my younger sisters. He was our biggest cheerleader and still is, and that really boosted my courage and my confidence in more ways than one. And we have initiatives through Project Royalty that celebrate single moms, because they're some of the strongest women on the face of the earth. But fatherlessness really tracks back to a lack of identity, and I've seen it in so many people, and it's evident when there's a father in the home who celebrates their children versus when there's not. And it could really make me cry, because over the years, Project Royalty is something I've been very passionate about, and to continue pushing forward, regardless of the turnout of how many girls come to get a dress. But the trends and the patterns that we've seen through the girls who are coming to our event every year, and who have since stepped into the role of coming to our confidence camps and stuff, my heart goes out to them.
I really like the initiative project Runway Project X, but like it's something that we featured here a couple of times on news. But how do you boost that to execute that confidence year round? You know, once a year is great. You want that, you want to keep that. I understand it's a small organization, but you have plans to ensure that it's something that you can prolong and progress.
Yes, well, we have confidence camps multiple times a year, and actually, based on one of our confidence camps, this little mirror is for you. So I'll walk you through one of the little things we used to do.
It's a really cute mirror. Reminds me of Belle, Beauty and the Beast.
Very antique.
Yes,
cute.
very cute.
So at one of our confidence camps, we talked about the power of positive affirmations in your words and thinking positively about yourself. Because you look at yourself in the mirror a lot. And when you start to nitpick the things you see in the mirror, you struggle. Because
I tend to not look in the mirror a lot for
Really?
that very reason.
yeah, I understand that. That was me. That was me.
If the minute you see like a pimple and it's like the one thing you fixate on for the rest of the day, and
you
then
can't
you're there
stop
and
thinking
you know
about it.
Yeah.
So through our mirrors, we were able, or I had the girls who came to the camp, they each picked out their own mirror in their own color, and I took a Sharpie marker and gave each girl, and I gave them a couple examples of positive affirmations. I am strong, I am beautiful, I am enough, I am able, I am capable, and all these different affirmations, and they would write it down on the mirror. And so every time they looked at themselves, they were forced to look at those positive things. And I've had a couple girls reach out to me since that camp we did a couple months ago, and they've just been amazed at the subtle difference, the subtle difference it makes, that over time you won't, or immediately you won't notice, but over time has a lasting effect, because you believe things you see and hear often.
You repeat it.
And if you're not coming from a place or a friend group or a home that will celebrate you and tell you those things all the time, seeing it on a mirror when you look at yourself, it makes the difference.
Okay, so this is one of the ways that you
Yes.
boost confidence, but you said you have camps and you do other things as well. Let's talk about some of those other activities.
Yes, so through my confidence camps that we host a few times a year, just to keep the initiative going, I model, and I'm obviously into pageantry.
Obviously.
If you couldn't tell. I teach girls to be able to walk in heels. Initially, we catered it towards girls who wanted to be models or who wanted to be in pageants, but now we've kind of turned it into more of a, this is just a positive way to stand and to carry yourself and to hold yourself, because even if you're not the most confident person, carrying yourself like a confident person can change your public image, and what the public believes, you eventually believe.
Yeah,
so
very true.
Yeah.
So you said you have some tips and tricks on how to walk.
I do. You want to learn how to walk like a pageant girl?
You know what? I've been doing this show for a while now, and I did have to eventually learn how to walk in 6-inch heels.
I see you. You're doing great.
Not this set, but I've fallen off of sets for just
trust me. In this whole pageant
the
process,
coordination thing is
almost eaten dirt several times.
So let's knock on wood that I'm not falling off this one. But yeah, let's see your catwalk, Miss Bella.
Catwalk? I was just gonna show you how to do a couple things.
No, I want to see struts.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see.
So what is the first step? Because you're also wearing 6-inch heels.
Yes, I am wearing the pageant shoes right now. So the first step is a T pose. So if I'm like this and somebody comes and pushes me over, or there's a strong breeze, I will in fact fall over. My balance is that bad. And heels.
Okay, so
and heels in this situation are you got to have good balance. So the first step is a T pose.
Okay.
So your right foot, this is the right. Yes. Left and right can be hard sometimes.
That's the right one.
The right foot is going to be almost turned all the way. Why can I not think of words?
It's okay, but it's kind of like a balance, right? It's like a brace.
So this becomes your anchor, and then your left foot comes in front.
Okay.
Whatever your dominant leg is, you can change it. So you can also.
Okay. So are you more of like a left?
I personally like my right foot being my anchor.
Okay.
And from here, I'll step off, and you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can spin.
And you spin.
Yeah.
I'm not spinning for you, Bella.
You don't have to spin. That's okay.
Okay.
I will say there's a couple different spins. One of my favorites is stepping out, turning,
Okay.
turning and stepping out again.
And you know, your arms do provide that balance for you.
They
as
do.
well,
They help.
right? Yeah. But like, I feel like I don't know what to do with my arms when I'm walking because it's like flip, flop.
Yeah.
So
one of the things I've had to do, because my hands also move a lot. I've been told I have crazy arms.
Yeah.
I'll stick a broomstick like behind my arms to hold my shoulders back, and
You
then
don't
it
have a
restricts
broomstick.
it restricts my movement in my arms. So it
Okay,
helps. So come.
okay.
I'll give you a T pose.
Okay. So my right foot,
And then this foot's just gonna turn out.
okay, like this, like that.
This foot turns out.
Oh, this
There
way.
you go.
Okay.
So there's your T pose, hands on your hips. Now you're ready for the Miss Universe stage at the end of the
Not
stage.
at
and you're just
all.
like,
And I
"Ta-da!"
feel like such a shrimp. I'm in 6-inch heels. Do you see this, guys?
Hey,
Look at
I
that.
have platforms. I have platforms. It does add height. So shoulders back, chin parallel.
Wow.
Not all the way up and then not dipping down.
Okay, so
but
like
just
this.
parallel.
Uh-huh.
And from here, you can really close in, pop some hip, and then you're just gonna step off with this foot. And then you keep walking. Give it all the hips you've got. You said you weren't gonna spin. Look at you go.
I spin for you, girl. I did.
You did great.
But how often can we have a
Oh
seat
yes,
now?
of course.
How often do girls come for these types of camps?
So we host the camps maybe 4 times a year.
Yeah.
We do like one every few months, 3 or 4 times a year. And I'd say we usually have between 12 and 18 girls. Sometimes we have smaller groups, which is perfectly fine. But it's really a lot of fun, and I'll get them to line up and we'll all walk together, and they each get a little one-on-one session to learn to walk specifically in a way they'd want to.
What's the age? Because I would imagine that, you know, marketing and advertising these camps for maybe girls more older might be a little difficult.
Yeah. I will say we haven't limited any age within a camp yet. I've considered doing camps for minis and then camps for older girls. But our age range so far has been from about 9 or 10 years old to about 16 or 17.
Beautiful.
Which has been great.
So as we wrap up our conversation this morning, Bella, what legacy do you hope to retain and to leave behind as Miss Universe Belize if you were to get the crown?
If I am to get the crown.
Yes.
I would want to be remembered as somebody who constantly served people. I have grown up in a family that has served people, and I truly cherish and value every experience I have where I'm just able to hug a little girl and to help her feel beautiful and seen and celebrated. And I would really want to be remembered as somebody who was not just of service, but a servant leader. I enjoy leading and being able to carry the torch for others, but I don't want people to assume that I'm just doing that out of like power hungry feelings within me. I really do want to be seen as someone who is humble and gracious and willing to serve others before myself.
Yeah. So why you? Why should Belizeans vote for you?
Why should they vote for me? Oh, I can't force people to vote for me, but I will say this is something I have been so incredibly passionate about for so much of my life, and I'm not even going to ask for people to vote for me. If you want to, you're more than welcome to. For me, this is, like I said, about being able to carry a torch and be the voice for voiceless. And I want to represent every single girl who has ever been told she's not good enough. That's who I'm here for. And as much as I would love to be the person who gets to absolutely scream Belize into a microphone on the international stage, I know that my purpose and my passion will carry me through everything I do. This has been something that I have been working towards for years, and nothing can remove the fuel to my fire. This is something that'll carry through for a very long time.
Beautiful. Bella, thank you so much
Thank
for joining us
you.
this morning. Thank you for my mirror. Thank you for my catwalk.
Of course. And you're so welcome.
Best of luck on your journey.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We are gonna switch gears from pageantry to martial arts. We have Mr. Steve Mosiah in the building, and he is going to be building discipline inside Belize's martial art